What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Customize Me HTV Vinyl. I'm Carmen, and I will be showing you how to layer HTV vinyl on a custom t-shirt using our regular heat transfer vinyl. As for an added note, all the supplies used in this video can be found on our online store. For more information, I left a few links in the description below. So I've already opened the image file that I'll be using. If you need to open the image file that you just recently downloaded, you can do the same by clicking on the file on the file bar, then click on merge. Locate the SVG file that you've downloaded. Double click on the file to open it up. Once you open it up, it should show on your canvas. Now that the image is on your canvas, it's time to resize it. We want to select the entire image by clicking and holding on the left mouse key. While you're holding it down, you should get the selection box. You want to hover the selection box over the entire image, select the entire image. All right. The bottom right hand corner, you want to grab the resize handles. If you grab those handles, you'll be able to resize your image. We don't want to make it too big. We want to make it big enough to where it will go on the shirt size that we have, and position it in the center of the mat. And just as an added note, most people do not understand how to size their image up for their t-shirts. A couple of rules to remember. From an adult small to an adult large, usually your image size is no bigger than 10 inches or 12 inches. For extra large to a 3X, I would set the image size to be total 12 inches, at least the entire width of the canvas and the entire length of the canvas. A 4X or larger is normally anywhere between 13 to 15 inches. So now that we have the image positioned correctly, we're going to go ahead and add the font. And to add the font or the text to the image, what we have to do is go over to the left toolbar and click on text. We click on that, and click on the canvas. We want to type here, live life, in all caps. What I'm going to do is go ahead and change the color of that. So what I did is I clicked off one time on the and clicked on the canvas to unselect the text. Now I'm going to select the text again. Go over here and choose the color black. Now I'm going to resize the text to the size that I want it to be. Click and drag the size handle here, position it in the middle. And what I want to do is select a different font. I don't like this font, so I'm going to go over here on the right toolbar, and where you see open text and style panel, you click on it. I'm going to choose a font to here. Century, I like that. That looks good. So I'm going to position it to how I want. Then I'm going to right click on it to duplicate it. I want to duplicate this twice. I'm going to hit duplicate, drag that down, right click on it again, hit duplicate one more time, drag it down. So do here is I want to change this to in full. So I want to double click in here and select that font, type in full, all caps, and here double click on this one, select all this, and type the word bloom. I want bloom to be a little larger than this one, so I select bloom again. And this time I'm going to grab the top right handle, and I'm going to make it just a little bigger. So I need to line all these up to where they are all centered. So what I want to do is holding my shift key, I want to select all three text. So I'm going to hold down my shift key on my keyboard, click on bloom, click on in full, on live life. Now I'm going to let my shift key go. Up here on the top toolbar, you're going to see the alignment tool. So I'm going to hover my mouse over that and go to the tool that says align center. Should align everything. Now I'm going to off click on this. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to curve the live for life, and we are going to position the in full bloom to where it's it looks good on the screen as well. So the effect we want to go for is we want to put the live life behind the leaves and do somewhat like a cutout on some of the letters. It'll give it a really cool effect, making the design stand out on the shirt. So the first thing we want to do is select live life. I want to right click on it, and then I want to go down here to say send to back. I want to put it behind the sunflower, and you can see I put it behind it, it will cover it up a little bit. Also, what I want to do is make this kind of an oval where it kind of rounded off to the sunflower. So first thing we want to do is we want to put a oval on the screen, and to do so we want to go to our shape tool, and if you hover your mouse over it, instantly you'll get more shapes to come out, and the one we want to click is to draw ellipse. So I want to select that on my canvas. I want to right click on my and hold my left mouse key, and then I drag until I get the shape that I'm looking for. This is the shape that I'm kind of looking for, and if you notice, I still have the shape tool selected. So to unselect it, you can hit escape key on your keyboard, and that goes back to the selection tool, or you can go up here to the top and just click on the selection tool up there. So, but I hit escape on the keyboard. So what I want to do is I want to bind this text to this path. To do this, you have to double click on the text, and you get this little moving tool that you can click and hold, and then you just drag the text to the path, and you get this. Now, one of the things, if you notice, is that there's too much text within the sunflower, and it'll be cut up. It's cutting it off too much. So once you press this to a t-shirt, you wouldn't know what the words say. So what we want to do is bring this up a little bit. To do so, here's a little tool you can use to bring it back and forth, so you can see how it comes back and forth. So I just want to bring it up just a little bit. I don't want to cut everything off, but just enough to where it's readable. So once I do that, I can, then I want to change this to either a what we can say a path or a compound shape. To do so, I want to just right click on the text, and then what I want to do is hit convert to path. Once I do that, I can then remove the ellipse from the front. If you see that, I can move it off to the side. I can even hit delete, and now the text stays in place. So what I want to do now is send this text to the back again. So I'm going to right click on the text again and go to send to back, and it'll put it behind there. And if I want to, I can raise it up a little bit, and to do so, with the text selected, I'm gonna use the arrow keys on my keyboard. Use the up arrow just to go up just a little bit, so I can just capture some of this. Okay. The next thing we're gonna do is a cutout of the E, the V, and the L, and the I. And to do this, what I want to do is I want to select the leaves of the sunflower. If you notice, the whole sunflower is pieces, different pieces here. I have the center, I have the leaves, and I have the outer leaves. So I want to select the outer leaves, and what I want to do with that is go over here on the right toolbar, find offset panel, and I want to offset that just a little bit. So I want to click on that, and I want to go with the default settings. So I'm gonna hit apply. So now I got offset, as you can see, the different leaves. So these that are you don't need, you can select it, each one of those, and hit delete, removes those. Now the only three I got left is the one for the, I want to cut these out of the text. To do so, I can hold my shift key down, and you have to be careful here and make sure you don't select the wrong image. To, if I want, what I could do is hide this, so I can click on the image itself, go over here to the right tool pen, and if you, depending on the version of Silhouette Studio, I have layers here, so I can choose my layers and choose which layers to unselect. But we're not gonna use that, because I'm gonna go off if you are using the basic version of Silhouette Studio. So we're gonna have to kind of force ourselves. So what I want to do is zoom into here. So to do so, I want to go up here to the top toolbar where it says drag over shape and zoom. I'm gonna click on that, and I want to zoom in this area here. So I want to by holding my shift key down, I want to select that first shape, select the second shape, select the third shape, and then I want to select my font. Now the next thing we want to do is do a subtraction. To do so, you want to go to Objects, Modify, and we want to do a subtract all. Once we do that, it subtracts everything. All right. Now what we have to do is just select those shapes and remove it. Now we want to zoom back out. To do so, just go back up to the top toolbar, hit fit window, and you can see where the sunflower has been cut out of the text. So the next thing we want to do is just move this down a little bit. I want to select these two fonts at the bottom of the screen. To do so, I just held down my left mouse key, dragged over both texts, like so, selecting them, and then using my arrow keys, I'm going to just the down arrow key, go down just a little bit, just so I can miss that. Go back up just a little bit more. All right, so now that I have all that done, I would like to reposition this to where it's in the middle of the canvas, or the best way to do it is, if you think about a shirt, this would be on a large shirt. This will be chest size of a large shirt. So I think this is big. What we're going to do is next is we're going to align the images to where we can do a gain sheet style cutout. So before we move this to the color, one thing I like to do is, especially when I'm layering HTV, is I like to sort it out and do a gain sheet style of layering. So what does that mean by gain sheet? It means that I can take some of the same colors and put them on use one piece of vinyl. I've seen sometimes where people will use one whole sheet for the words, and they'll use one whole sheet for the other colors. What I like to do is I like to save on vinyl. So what you finna see me do here is my process of when I'm making a gang sheet. So first thing I want to do is I want to move sunflower out the way. If you notice, the sunflower is three different types of colors. First color is a more of a grayish looking color for the middle. So I'm gonna move this out the way. So that will be on one sheet of vinyl. The other sheet will be this yellow looking color, which will be the leaves. This will be on another shape, on another piece of vinyl, and then we have the last piece will be on its own vinyl. So I'm gonna have 1, 2, 3 sheets of vinyl. Now with the text, some people like to leave the text as is. The hardest thing about it is, if you notice, my text is bigger than my mat. So what I want to do is, when I go to layering, I'm going to position each of my designs to where I can line it all up. So one of the things I want to do is, first thing I need to do is flip all these things. So I'm going to right click on each of these and I'm going to hit flip, because when we're pressing on a t-shirt, the vinyl has to be cut in reverse so it will come out right. I'm going to flip this guy here, and I'm going to select these two, flip it here. So now I have it in reverse. I want to put this will be black font. I want to put this on a black HTV vinyl, so I'm going to push this up here. So this will be 1 sheet, 2 sheets, 3 sheets, 4 sheets. So what I'm going to do is send each of these to the cutter and we'll start that process. Now that I have finished cutting the vinyl, it's time to weed. The vinyl I'm using is from our own inventory. It is our regular HTV vinyl, which has a soft feel and easy to work with. It's not as difficult as you think when weeding detailed designs. With the right vinyl and a little patience, anything's possible. Although I have sped up this video to save time, I like to work with more detailed designs and take my time when weeding. Larger designs and bold text are easier and faster to work with. I get asked a lot of questions on how to layer or what is the best way to layer vinyl. My process has always been to pre-layer my image, giving me a visual idea of which vinyl sheets will be pressed first. This process has always worked for me and minimizes mistakes when layering. Another thing that I do when weeding is folding my vinyl sheet, releasing the areas of the vinyl that I want to weed. Another trick I use, especially when weeding text, is the shadow box technique. Basically, you cut out a box around the text. I find this helpful, especially weeding small text. This technique reduces my chances of pulling up text and saves me from using more vinyl if I mess up. Also, as an added benefit, the vinyl I'm using is very thin and peels easy from the carrier sheet, making this a smooth process. Here again, I'm pre-layering my image to check the positioning and the layering order for the vinyl sheets. Here again, this is how it will look once it's applied to the shirt. The press I'm using is a Clam press, temperature set at 320, pressure at medium. The t-shirt I'll be pressing on is a large t-shirt. Using the other vinyl sheets as a guide, I'll be pressing the black letters first. I'm using parchment paper as a protective cover. If you have vellum sheets, this will work as well. Press for 5 seconds just to get the vinyl to stick and warm peel once finished. If you press for 10 to 20 seconds, expect some shrinkage to happen with your vinyl. With this design, I'm not worried about shrinkage, but I still keep to the 5-second rule. You can see how easy the carrier sheet peels off. I'm able to do this with just one hand. Pressing one last time to make sure the vinyl is secure. This is when you need to press for the full 10 to 20 seconds to make sure the vinyl is secure. And here's the finished product. Leave a comment below and tell me how you feel about layering HTV vinyl. Hit the like button if you feel like this video was helpful, and to receive updates on future videos, click the subscribe and notification bell.